Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant, and today I'm going to show you how I go about planning an exploration trip. Whether you intend to use a Diamondback Explorer, an Asp, a Hauler or an Adder or even a Cobra, there's many ships you can use for exploration. Many of them are suitable for the purpose, and I will show you how to go around setting them up. There's some lovely vistas out there to see, so let's set up our ship and get to it. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use an Asp. This is one of my favourite exploration ships, although the Diamondback Explorer does come very close. Both of these ships have an extensive jump range of well over 30 light years. Now, I won't show you the full build on this video. What I'll do is show you the basics, and that will allow you to make your own decision as to what you do and don't want on your exploration trip. I'll then place links in the video description to some ship builds that you can copy if you wish. That will give you some of the best jump ranges. Now, one of the first things I always do is to sell the weapons. You can see doing that increases my jump range, not dramatically, but enough to warrant selling them. Once you get a few hundred light years outside of civilized space, you don't encounter any NPCs. You may encounter the odd player if you play on open, but generally they probably won't attack you anyway, and weapons are pretty much useless at that point. I'd much rather use the space to increase my jump range. Now, jump drives are one of the things that are most important. You want the best one you can afford. And this generally means getting the highest class and the highest rated drive that will fit your ship. In this case, the only one that's available is a class 5 B rated drive. I would like an A rated drive, and that's what I will fit in the link in the video description. But for now, this is the one I'm going to go with, and you can see that's up to my jump range to 21 light years. Now, you can increase that further by changing out some of your modules. For example, changing any module to a D-rated module will increase your jump range. You can see there that the D-rated Power Distributor actually increases my jump range by a fair amount. And now if you go through all of your modules and change them accordingly to D-rated, you will get a significant boost in jump range. And of course, you can sell off any other unwanted modules, which will also increase your jump range. Another essential thing you're going to need, of course, is an advanced discovery scanner, or the best scanner you can actually afford to buy, as well as a detailed surface scanner. The detailed surface scanner will give you detailed information around the planet. The advanced discovery scanner will allow you to uncover the planets within a system with a single blast of the scan. Now, two other things I always highly recommend you go with are a heatsink, as many as you can afford to fit, and an auto-filled repair module. The heatsink is there for when you overheat or get a little bit too close to some of the suns. This does happen occasionally, and you can fire off the heatsink and cool your ship down, saving on any damage. And the auto-filled repair modules will help repair any modules that take damage on your trip. Now, hopefully you shouldn't take too much damage while you're out there, but it does happen on occasion, and as there's no stations out there to use for repair, you're on your own. So those two items are pretty much essential. And of course, don't forget a fuel scoop. Without one of them, you won't be going very far at all. Fit the best fuel scoop you can. It may seem inconsequential at the time not to spend too much on a fuel scoop, but the better fuel scoop you have, the faster it will scoop fuel, meaning you can get to your destination that much quicker. Now, once you've got your ship, you're going to need to decide where you want to explore. Do you want to travel away from the galactic core, for example, and get a view similar to this one? Or do you want to travel toward the galactic core, maybe a little bit above it, and get a view like this one? The galaxy looks dramatically different depending on where you fly, so your first course of action is to plan a journey. You can go toward nebulas such as Bernard's Loop, one of the most spectacular areas in the game. This is a very rich and tightly packed cluster of nebulas, giving you some absolutely awesome viewing. So to plan your trip, head to the galaxy map and take a look around, seeing what you can find. Bear in mind that your jump range is all important here. You've got economical routes and you've got fastest routes. Set these to fastest, because with economical you can see you can't really jump all that far, and it's going to take you absolutely forever to get anywhere. So the fastest jump route will use the maximum jump range of your ship. Also, ensure that your view of the galaxy is set to realistic rather than map. Map can be used for filtering out stars, and I'll get to that in another video at some point, but for now we're just going to use realistic, which displays all the stars in the area. Now the route planner can only do a maximum of 1000 light years, so you won't be able to go actually beyond that in planning a single route, so you'll have to do it in multiple stages, which is fine, but you need to determine where you want to go first. Now if you do want to go toward a nebula, one of the closest nebula to Earth is the Pleiades Nebula, and one of the systems within that is Atlas. You've got a bunch of stars here. These I think are known as the Seven Sisters or the Pleiades, and they form a point on the Taurus star constellation. It's a very easy nebula to get to. It's less than 400 light years, you can see there, and we can momentarily jump back to our ship to see how many jumps that's going to take, and we are looking at 17 jumps, and that will be significantly less with a larger jump drive. The dotted line you can see on the navigation route represents the portion of the journey you won't have fuel for. The solid line shows you where you do have fuel, which is why you need the fuel scoop. Another very nice area in the game that you may want to visit is the nebula NGC 7822. This isn't a huge distance from Earth, you can get there in a few hours, and it has some rather interesting sights. As you can see here, this was one of the systems within that nebula. Got a very rapid spinning star. In fact, this nebula is very dense, very dark. It occludes most of the background stars within the galaxy, and in fact you can't even see the galaxy core when you're in here. But what you do have is systems that are absolutely chock full of stars. Just look how many stars that are in this particular system. This is very common for the NGC 7822. And in fact, the vast majority of the systems out here also have black holes. So if you're interested in seeing black holes, this is probably one of the prime destinations to come to. Some of the systems will even have multiple black holes. And there's a black hole here on the video now. If that's the sort of thing you want to see, then head to NGC 7822. And I will also list a number of other locations you can find black holes at in the video description. Now if you're into sightseeing, which I would imagine is one of the main attractions for exploration, you could do a lot worse than going to take a look at some of the asteroid fields. A lot of the gas giants have ring systems around them. You can drop into these at any point. Just simply fly towards them, slow down to less than 1000, and simply fly straight into the ring, and you will drop out actually inside the ring. And here you will see some spectacular sights. In fact, the galaxy is full of sights that you don't actually get to see within normal human inhabited space. The more you travel, the more likely it is you're going to find something a little unique. Now, two of the other main attractions for exploration are, one, to get the discovered by tag placed on planets, and secondly, to get money. If you do a detailed surface scan on planets, you'll get a lot more money for it. Now, some planets are worth a lot more than others. This here is an Earth-like planet, one of the most profitable ones you can actually find. Now, some people like to scan every single planet they come across. I personally only do a detailed surface scan for rare and valuable planets. This one here is an ammonia planet, which is also highly valuable. Other planets to look out for are high metal content planets and water worlds. Another thing that increases the value of a planet is whether or not it is terraformable. Some planets are terraformable. This means that the planet can be converted for human inhabitation. And after all that, one of the most popular destinations in the galaxy is Sagittarius A. This is the massive black hole that exists at the absolute centre of the galaxy, and it is surrounded by the most densely packed area of stars within the Milky Way. So that is a basic overview on how to plan an exploration trip. I do plan on making further videos on this. Some of them will go into a lot more detail. If there's some particular topics you'd prefer me to cover first, do let me know, and I'll be sure to go and make a video that covers that particular topic. For now, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.